just go ahead and jump right in. And as you see, today we're talking about creating a positive customer experience. So, as I've shared in the past, I have a background of 25 plus years in customer operations. And I would not be doing anyone a service as a business owner if I did not share in my experience in customer operations that I absolutely love. And I love it so much that I did start my own business. As most of you know, I'm a customer alignment strategist, and I work with business owners to teach them how to infuse a customer centric structure in their business. And I truly believe the best way to scale a business, the best way to grow a business is to put your customer first. And I covered last week the psychology of customer service. And each week during the midday expansions, what I am going to do is start giving you a little more insight into exactly what I do with my clients, what I do throughout my business to help business owners prosper. So, the subject today is creating a positive customer experience. All right, everybody ready? Because we're just going to jump right into it. So, again, I'm Jacqueline Michele. I am a customer alignment strategist, and I work with business owners to help them align their business, attract more clients, and also accelerate their revenue. And I do that through digital marketing and communications infused with customer experience, creating a memorable and positive customer experience so that you keep your customers coming back, you satisfy them, and you build that loyalty so that they become cheerleaders for you and keep your business growing. The one thing that I find that stands out, small businesses and large businesses, is the idea of creating an experience and also creating a business of convenience. So when I say creating a business of convenience, I am talking about setting up your business in a way that is convenient for your customers. So I automatically start thinking of Beyonce's song "Who Runs the World," or "Run the World Girls" is the actual title. And over in that song, they're chanting, "Who runs the world? Who runs the world?" And behind, background, they're saying "girls." And I just want you to think of it this way as business owners. We go into business, we start businesses as entrepreneurs with our goal, being our product or service. And sometimes what happens is business owners lose sight of, yeah, you're the boss. Yes, it's your business. However, customers run the world in the business world. So I'm completely biased to Beyonce's song, "Who Runs the World Girls." However, in business, the people who run the world are your customers. So keep that in mind with everything that I'm about to share going forward. So customers run the world and have become customer service experts. Over the years, again, I've been in customer operations for 25 years. And during that time, I find and have found that customers have evolved. Any, I have to say this, any company that's not listening to their customers are setting themselves up for a grand closing. No matter how big or small your company is, you must listen to your customers. The market tells us every day their desires and their needs, and the market is your customers. Okay, so companies need to be savvy enough to meet and greet customers on their level. So what I mean by that is, one, you as a business owner, you need to set your business up so that it is convenient for your customers to, one, find you, and then once they find you, so that they can maneuver around in your business, being that it's being if it's online or a brick and mortar. Your services, your products need to be very convenient for your customer. And once you do that and you find your sweet spot, um, it I would have to say the benefits become endless as far as growing your business. So, the one company that I always seem to spotlight is Amazon. Amazon is a big component in my household. Um, it's very convenient. You know, Amazon has definitely mastered and embodied the essence of convenient customer service by thoroughly listening to their customers. And whether you know it or not, you are participating in Amazon's data collection, their whole AI behind the scenes of knowing exactly what you want as a customer. So the data collected by Amazon allows them to cater to the needs of their customers, thus making it a phenomenal customer experience. So think about this. To me, Amazon is genius, especially in the way that they came on the scene and dominated the online retail market by providing ease, speed, and trust. You know, through the data that customers willingly provide. Yes, we willingly provide data to Amazon. Every time you go on their website, Amazon is now able to disrupt pretty much the brick and mortar business by moving. You know, they're actually, and I believe they just finally did this a few years ago, but they moved into the grocery store business. If you don't, know this, but Amazon started with books, and then now it has a plethora of different products, different services, and again, they moved into the grocery store business. So they saw a need, and they're serving the growing market with convenience of online groceries. So I say that again to highlight the convenience of shopping with Amazon and taken note of the things that they do. Yes, they're a big business, but as a small business owner, you can pull pieces from what they do. So companies looking to succeed must embrace the customer experience and implement it throughout your business. Again, find businesses that are successful. And going back to Amazon specifically, find out what these businesses are doing in implementing, even if it is an online store and you're a brick and mortar, find what they're doing that you can roll out into your business with face-to-face customers. And then if you're a large business, you definitely need buy-in from the executive team, because it is a must that the executive team buys in to this, so that as far as customer experience is concerned and as far as the customer convenience, the executive team has to buy into that in order for it to flow down to the each department within a company. So starting the connection also on social media is a dynamic step for companies. You definitely want to start infusing your culture in your social media so that you can attract customers and give them an understanding of, that customer experience that you're infusing throughout your business. So connecting with customers on social media is also vital, and it helps to boost revenue. Customers want effective service from all channels, so keep this in mind. When you have a business, it is very effective for you to communicate with more people, um, by being visible on different platforms, different channels. So, be it by telephone or email, which are the most common for businesses. However, You have to have a website, which I touched on before, social media, and any other form of communication. But it is smart as a business owner to have different ways for your customers to communicate with you. Keep in mind, not everyone communicates or has access to certain communications, that someone else has. So it's really important to offer maybe two or three options for your customers to be able to get in touch with you. That helps with convenience. And, they want to be able to flow through these different communication channels seamlessly. So, for example, when a customer places an order by phone, they would like to receive an email notification of when the item will be shipped, and then to be able to set up a return online if they need to. So, three different ways. They place their order by phone, they receive an email from you, a communication, and then if after they receive the item, they want to find out online how they can go about sending that product back to you. So having different forms of communication is very important. But the most important piece about that, having multiple communi- communication channels, is what's called an omni channel of communication, which means you are not making your customers repeat themselves on each channel. So if they call on the phone and then turn around and start a conversation in email, that phone conversation should also already be visible for the representative to see while they're emailing the customer. So once you have that phone conversation and the customer is on the phone with one of your representatives or on the phone with you, you're able to see what was already discussed on the phone. That way, when you're communicating in email, you're not taking the customers through the heartache of repeating themselves. So an omni-channel flows from each channel. So from phone to email to online, if you have a chat, all those channels, to make it convenient for your customer, should already know the history of that customer if the customer has a history with your business. Excuse me. So keep that in mind also when building your business, making it convenient and creating a experience for your customer. So convenient customer service also requires speed. We're all customers, business owners, we're all customers. We know what we like. However, it's important also, again, to find out what your customers like. So, speed is very important. Providing a quick turnaround time while producing quality products and service will indeed drive customer service. So, speed is important as far as how you can satisfy your customer with your product or service. Setting up a business of convenience based on your market's needs will always prevail, but you must understand the psychology of customer service. So go back and listen to my video about the psychology of customer service, okay? And if possible, provide speed. So the option to select speed of delivery, for example, if you have the option, you have a product that you are selling, give customers the option of overnight, 2 day or same day delivery, um, but creating that, I guess, creating the possibility of options for deliveries also puts the power in the customer's hands. It's a bonus, which creates an advantage over your competition sometimes. So keep things in mind like that as far as speed is concerned. Another important way to create convenience in customer service is through personalizing the customer experience. Let me take a quick peek over here. Do I have a question? Okay, I'll keep going. So another important way to provide convenient customer service is through personalizing the customer experience. So pay attention to your customers' buying trends and send them a gift. Send them special offers, collect their email, There's also apps in the smartphone for, you have to do your research and find how you can communicate with your customers in emails. But, personalize the experience. Sometimes you can also collect data from them, either manually or if you have in your computer system, how often they buy certain things, and you get to know their habits. So there are different things you can do to personalize the experience, collect their birthday, send them, a special message on their birthday, send them a special discount for your product or service around a certain holiday, or again to personalize it for their birthday, if you know their anniversary, or if they're married. Different things you collect based on your business. So go a step further and predict their likes based on their past purchases, and provide suggestions. Also, it's the little things that truly can make or break your business. So again, if you collect personal data, send a birthday card. You can even mail it. I love to get personal notes. That's one thing that I truly cherish. Personal notes, from people I know and from businesses mean a lot to me. Also, you can do email. There are different ways. Be creative in finding ways to create an experience in your business. So, just look for ways to make it more personal. And also, you earn their trust. You start to build that know like trust, which is extremely important. So keep that in mind. Know like trust. You want to build that up with your customers. Um, so I just want to share a couple of tools that can help you create a experience in your business, create that convenience for your customers. As a small business, there are many different tools that big businesses are using, and there are different versions of that for small businesses. So keep that in mind. So the tools that I'm going to give you, some may seem out of your reach, but they really are not. So the first one I want to suggest for online businesses, or even brick and mortar, is to implement some sort of chat support on your website. Um, and that I love chat. When I use certain companies, it's easier and quicker to do a quick chat with an online support person, just to ask a question, then sometimes to call. So I prefer chat online over actually calling. So, chat, when it's done correctly, can help to improve customer satisfaction. And again, it depends on the type of business that you run. So I would definitely say a tip I would suggest, if you're going to use chat, is to remove scripted language. Sometimes, you call into call centers, and the representatives can sound somewhat robotic in their responses. So you want to remove scripted language. Customers can detect that and don't like it. So, yeah, there may be some canned answers because they're frequently asked questions by your customers, but you can make it more humanized by allowing your people to, just speak, and don't make it so scripted. Um, yeah. So that's one option, to have a chat support. And then also, I had mentioned it earlier about being available on multiple social channels. So keep in mind, people, again, do not use the same form of social media or the same type of communication. Therefore, you need to get in front of your customers where they socialize. So businesses must consider their business hours also. I've always said this. As a business owner, you need to understand that your business hours sometimes butt heads with your customers' working hours. So they're working a 9 to 5, and your business hours, they may not be able to contact you because they are working. So try to, have a little flex in when your customers can contact you. That's a good perk also. They may not be able to contact you on their lunch, or they're trying to lunchtime tends to be the peak hours between 12 and 2. From my experience, it are the peak hours if people are trying to contact businesses. So it's more difficult for customers to get in touch with businesses, especially post COVID. Many companies don't have the head count anymore to cover a lot of phone calls. And even prior to COVID, it's just that peak hour is difficult. Everyone's on their lunch, usually around the same time, trying to, get in touch with businesses. So just keep that in mind when you set your business hours or set times of availability for your customers to get in touch with you. Again, that's why it's important to have multiple channels of access to you. So phone may not be the best way for may not be the best way for all of your customers to contact you. That can be an option, but you want to implement something else. Okay. Another tool that adds a convenience, and it also can create an experience, is add video to your website. I would suggest, um, you know, if you have a product that you want to showcase, shoot a video of it. The platforms like Instagram and Pinterest, they exist because people are becoming more visual. So now more than ever, people are watching videos. There's YouTube. YouTube has become a dynamic force in marketing and increasing revenue. So just keep in mind the plus of adding a video to your website, or like I'm doing, going live and talking about your business. You It can be a quick way to get in front of your audience and either explain your product, be able to showcase your product, and or talk about your service. So no matter your industry, you need to add video to your website to display your product or service. Even a quick how-to. Again, if you have a product or even services, you can walk people through how to work with you, or what you do and what you offer. It boosts sales. So then a something that's becoming very popular. Big businesses are using it, but again, there are apps out there where you can implement AI and VR. So artificial intelligence in virtual reality is quickly growing and becoming more affordable for small business owners. And AI has actually removed some of the stress in customer operations for representatives. Sometimes you'll call businesses and you'll get a robotic, um, and it may not feel so robotic because it'll ask questions like, how can we help you? And then you speak what you would like help in, and then it'll direct you or give you some of the best answers based on what you provide. So when you go through those type of systems, you're actually going through an AI, artificial intelligence, that the company has built into their phone system. It definitely helps, especially when you have a high volume of customers who call or who email. AI can also be implemented in email responses, and again, chat. You can also implement AI in chat box. So just keep that in mind. I just want to also say that 34% of sales and marketing leaders believe that AI will be the biggest game changer to improve the customer experience. So, and it may be a little higher now. That was a study by Oracle that I saw last year. So, 34% of sales and marketing leaders believe that AI will be the biggest game changer to improve the customer experience. I just wanted to say that again. So, look into different apps for artificial intelligence and virtual reality. And then the quickest way to implement convenience in your business or create a customer experience is empowerment. So I have to say, what I always if it's something, what I always say is if it's something that is easy and quick to fix or quick to implement, just do it. JDI it. JDI is you've heard that through the years, but it's also a strategy or tool that we use in Lean Six Sigma. When something, a low hanging fruit is there, an opportunity for improvement, you just do it. You just implement it. You just give the empowerment to, if you have a team of people, to do something to make a convenient customer service or to implement a great customer experience. So there you have it. If you want a happy customer, and if you want people to share your business, if you want people to be cheerleaders for you and get free marketing, um, still word of mouth is the best marketing out there. And you want to make sure that you position your business as such, so that your customers and people can champion around you and promote your business. That is what you want. So you want a happy customer to share their positive experience, and it leads to more customers. So, yeah, I hope this information was useful. I definitely want you to like, share, and comment. Please, if you come back on the replay, just go ahead and hit me with the hashtag replay if you have any comments. If you think of anything after you watch this video, you can always reach out to me. I'll drop this link, which I share often on my videos. If you're a business owner and you want to understand more about how to align your business and attract more clients and accelerate your revenue, reach out to me. We can have a customer attraction call to find out ways to grow your business and how to have a long-standing business, a profitable business. Um, the link is there. I'll also put it in the comments for you. But please share this. There may be someone in your network who's looking for a customer alignment strategist, a business coach, a mentor to support and guide them along their journey. That's what I do. That's what I'm here for. I'll give you strategies and tools that you need to grow your business. So I hope this was useful. Everyone have a positive and productive day. Um, and that's all I have for you. Have a great day. Take care.